how could something like this be of benefit to you? But first of all, without me even saying anything, just think about this. You can copy this by doing live streams for your demographic. Now, I think that YouTube is the best place. I kind of made my name doing them on Facebook, but YouTube, I can share the link before we go live. You could also maybe even say to people, hey guys, join my email list. And before I go live, I will email you that link. So then you can almost use these as a form of squeeze, a form of getting someone's contact information. The best bet as well is that once we finish this live, it will stay on the live section on YouTube, but then I can copy that and I can duplicate it onto my main video site, and I can shave the first 90 seconds off so that we can initiate with a hook, and you can already have pre-populated questions here, like we have here. Now, another thing that I haven't even shared that publicly that I've been using is there is a website called Opus Pro, and it clips videos for you. So if I'm a guest on a podcast, rather than me being like, oh, hey guys, can you send me the footage? Can you get me across all the files so I can do my own clips? Take a YouTube URL, chuck it in, and AI within about 3 minutes gives you clips, and you can edit them, and it ranks them on their flow, the hook, maybe set up, and that costs like $15 a month. So there's a real hack there at the moment for making long form content. If you look at the James Smith Business Instagram page, I'm basically putting the majority of my focus on the long form. Then I chuck the YouTube URL into that, and it will just clip it up and give you clips that you can use. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into your questions. So any questions you have, I'm here. Subservient to your needs. Kevin, how do we build our brand? Okay, first of all, let's just look at what brand is. To me, brand is who you are and your business and merging them together, where brand meets personality. So you obviously want to, the majority of your business is solving people's problems, helping them feel certain emotions, whether it's empowerment, confidence, whatever it is. But then there needs to be your own personal twist on that. Like if you wanted to be a Michelin star chef or a world-renowned chef, it's not good enough to just make a good cheeseburger. You need to make that cheeseburger your own. And that's really where it is. Now, if there's too much personality and not enough professionalism, you just have like a vlog. If there's too much professionalism and not enough personality, then you could just be a bit boring. So it takes time, but that's how you do it. Hi, James. Why do you not like a money back guarantee? I love a money back guarantee. I did a video on that. I love a money back guarantee because it gives you the confidence to really hammer home your sales process. And also the biggest thing, that the benefit of offering a money back guarantee is not having to do sales calls. Thoughts of mic in shot versus mic out of shot. Here I'm using a Shure SM7B. So for this one, I don't really care too much. I actually think that some people, when they absorb content, they like being able to see the mic. In some content recently, I've been hiding my lavaliers. And here's another interesting one, right? You know KSI. Have you ever noticed that when KSI does videos, he has headphones on where like maybe he's listening to his own voice back through his head, but there's no reason for him to wear headphones whilst recording YouTube videos. Maybe if he's like reacting to a video, but he has them on all the time. And I think it's because he wants to look like a streamer. And sometimes the look people have, sometimes people have the microphone in there, some people have the lavalier in their hand. They're going for like an intentional look with it. Again, why some people, including KSI, literally have made tens of millions of pounds and still film from their bedroom because they still want their young audience to feel that, oh, I could stream from my bedroom and accomplish the same thing. But back to your point, I think the biggest priority has to be quality of sound. Now, for a Shure SM7B, there's two distances you want. With this pop cover or kind of like a dead cat, you're supposed to be one chakra away. So I'm a little bit close to it. But if you put the Chris Williamson fat head on it, you're supposed to be quite a bit closer. But yeah, if I took this out of shot, it could be at the detriment to my audio quality. So yeah. All right. Who we got next? Brent, what's up, my guy? Hope you're still pumping, man. You've had that one reel go above 1,000 views. I want to see the next one as quick as possible. Burry, any update on how to join the Discord? Okay, having some troubles with the link on the portal. Email me if you want. I'm going to give you my email address here. And to be fair, if any of you have even got just any questions about the program or whatever, I'll give you my Academy one. I'll just send it to the team and get you invited in. What's up, James? I have two in one question. Do you plan to visit Brazil anytime soon? And what about new tonic in Brazil? It's not a territory that I think we're looking to get into just because we haven't got that much of a presence there. And you know what? This sounds really bad. I've had loads of places on my bucket list growing up, but I just don't know if South America's on there. Maybe one day. Okay. What is the best way to win over new clients or even soft approach them to get them on board for your services? For example, website designs, paid ads. Okay. So I've gone through a bit of this in the content, but this is the way I like to do it. And I'm not saying my way is best. I'm saying this is the best way to do it. I like a 4-stage approach to win people over to do business. Number 1, socials, awareness, problem solving. Right now, what I am doing in this video is stage 1. For some of you, including yourself, I can tell maybe you haven't watched that many of my videos. You might be relatively new here and you might not know too much about my product or offering. If I just say, hey, join my business mentorship, I'm really discrediting and doing a disservice to the stages beforehand. So this video, whether I would say you're probably like a relatively cold lead. And by me helping you and explaining this for maybe 2 minutes, I get to make you that little bit warmer. Are you warm enough that you're going to end up doing business with me? Maybe not. But if I can take you to stage 2, that's my job done for today. Now, stage 2 would be some kind of value exchange in exchange for your email address or contact information. So for instance, in the majority of my videos, the call to action is, hey, at the bottom, there's a link where you can get 30 ways in 30 days. Now, for me, that's another value add where I say, look, over 30 days, I'll email you every day to give you a bit of business advice. Chances are that's going to nurture you. That's going to heat you up. It's going to warm you up over time. And then the majority of people end up joining my paid program between day 19 and 21. Sometimes it's not even that the emails are that great. Sometimes it's that they're seeing something work. So for instance, there are some people watching this live stream right now who are thinking, wow, I'm getting to connect with James in real time, and that's giving me a different emotion than if I just watched one of his very polished, well-edited videos. Therefore, maybe I should put something into my own business that makes people realize they can come on and have my time or whatever. So sometimes seeing what I'm doing is actually benefiting you anyway. So if you join the email list at stage 2, then suddenly you're going, Jesus Christ, although maybe I don't think this email today was amazing, the fact that they come in at the same time every day is really amazing, and I could apply this to my business. So then suddenly we're getting into a realm where you're starting to see what I'm using, and that's actually warming you up without even knowing about it, because you're thinking, wow, what James is using here to get me is very different to what other people are doing. Maybe if I join his program, whatever. Okay, so that's stage 2. Stage 3 would be having call to actions in those sequences to let people know that there's a landing page, and a landing page is just simply a web page that has all the information you need to know. If you go to my website, it's very difficult for you to leave without knowing how much it is, what you get, what it costs, why you should trust me, what my clients say, all of these things. And that should be like a menu. We do have an option for a sales call, but I just pay someone to take the sales call and give them 10% of the deal, just because some people do need that, but the majority of people don't. I'd say maybe like 87 to 89% of people don't need a sales call. Why? Because we objection handle on the landing page. Then it becomes a traffic thing, right? Out of this, let's say 100 people are watching me live. Cool. How many are going to join the email list? Let's say 25. Cool. Out of those, how many people are going to read all the emails? Probably 13. Then out of the 13, probably 6 are going to get to the landing page and feel compelled. Cool. So that is 6 new clients. Cool. Well done. So that means if I want to get 60 new clients, I would just need to make sure that I get this in front of 1,000 people. Now, here's another statistic for you. The amount of people that will watch your live stream is usually about 1/10 of the total amount of viewers that you will get. And if you get signups for a video like this, usually only 10% of people arrive. But if you do signups, you can also email everyone an offer. So for instance, when we run webinars, we do paid ads to sign up people to the webinar for the awareness. And you can run paid ads to people that have watched your content, follow you, but also you can also do something, this is a really long answer, you can do a lookalike audience. So something that's really pumping in our business at the moment is, through our paid ads, we're starting to identify who's doing business with us, and we can now advertise to people that look like that and have the same habits. But you can't really get that unless you have a good organic base. So my last bit of advice for you would be, make sure you master organic before you do paid. That took way too long to answer, but it's all right. I've got a fridge full of new tonic behind me. Is fitness instructing a good start for building experience and clientele before going self-employed? It is, but you just won't get paid that well. Fitness instructing can be good to establish yourself in the gym. And here's another thing that I would say to this is, when you're fitness instructing, there's not a lot of pressure on you. You're employed for the gym, and maybe it might take you 2 or 3 months to become the man. And what I mean by that is, and this isn't sexist, have you ever noticed that, like, When people work in a restaurant, they're in their setting. They know everyone. They know the chef. They know the room. They know even where the tiles are uneven on the floor. And you become very comfortable in that. And that can sometimes become quite irresistible to people. And personal trainers that have been PTing in the same facility a while become the man or the woman, a bit like the waitress in the restaurant that's having a giggle with people becomes the woman. And it becomes almost like kind of sexy. You're like, whoa, this person's so comfortable. So if you go to a gym instructor, if you become a gym instructor in a gym, you might become incredibly comfortable in that surroundings that when you do eventually become a PT, you're like, yo, what up? Hey, Trish, you have a good day. You know, like, oh, hey, Dave, make sure, you know, don't wear muddy trainers on the leg press again, whatever it is. So that can be a benefit. The only issue is one day you're going to go from minimum wage to charging £35 an hour. And sometimes people go, oh, but you were wiping down a machine last month. And now you want me to pay you all my life savings. It can be difficult. Pros and cons to both. Worked with mentored musicians before. I'm doing music production coaching and your shit is elite. Thank you very much. I haven't. Tell me your problems. I'll see if I have an answer. Catherine, congrats on the new motor. Thank you. I just want to go out and drive it every morning. But you know what I'm going to drive before? Leads to my product because it's Black Friday, 50% off. Well, actually, that's a point. I should probably pin a link. Now, me promoting my Black Friday offer goes against much of what I just said before, because here I'm sending you straight to the landing page. I'm sending you straight to stage 3. But the only reason that I think you might potentially overlook stage 2 is because of the discount, it being 50% off. So, you know, that would be it. Wow, I missed some of these. I'm sorry. How would you build an advertising agency offer? I don't really know what that means, if I'm honest. Okay. Congrats. How would you build an advertising? Yeah, I don't know what that means. Use Opus is great. Hey, James, wanted to say I'm grateful for the videos you're putting out. Thank you very much. How much a year did you make being a one-on-one PT at its peak? Probably about £80,000, I would say, because I lied once getting a phone. Then my online definitely did way more. Online, I was doing about £3,500 a week before I started the academy. So I took a bit of a pay cut, but I got my life back, which was nice. Liam, fell off posting content, feel a bit lost at getting new clients or what I'm doing. Tips on how I can give myself a kick in the ass in gear again. Feel a bit lost. Okay, what does a client look like for you? Are we talking online, in person? Help me understand this. Wait, can you not fucking post your questions twice? I'm getting through them. I will fucking fight you. I've had caffeine. I'm ready to go. Brent, how to get your first online client? The most classic ad I see. Keep pumping, as you might say. Yeah, first client. Whenever anyone's struggling to get clients, often that's stage 4. Stage 3 is lacking, stage 2 is lacking, and stage 1 is lacking. There's no one that's got a massive email list that's pumping people to a good landing page that's not getting them. Yusuf, do you schedule your content? No, I only decided I was doing this video when I was on a dog walk just then. Why are you now rocking the crocodile hunter mullet? Because I'm going bald. That's why. I'm going thin on top. I got like 2-3 years of haircut. No, I got 2-3 months of haircuts left, mate. I'm enjoying it while I can. Shares, can I directly link YouTube audience to my course rather than sending them an email? Because I feel the email chain may get annoying for the customer. Well, why don't you make the fucking email chain good then? Right? Right? You're like, oh, they're not going to like the email list because it's not very good. I'm like, well, fucking make it better because, mate, if you can't make an email chain good, your course is fucked anyway. You know what I mean? So you're there like, oh, I can't even put some good emails together. And you want me to part money with you. Every single part of your system should be as good as you can. And you feel like you're annoying the customer. Listen, if you're giving someone value, it's impossible to annoy them. Actually, maybe that's not true. But ultimately, if your emails are annoying someone, I very much doubt they're slipping off the edge of the seat to buy you stuff. A tag is important in YouTube description. I don't really know, if I'm honest. Some people, yes, some people know. I use a website called Rapid Tags, and I populate it just because it's 10 seconds of work. Is working for the gym better for an aspiring PT to build experience and clientele before going self-employed? Kind of covered that before. Can be, but don't get bum deals, because if you want to quit personal training, do too many hours for not enough money. My DJ mic always moves even with the magnet on it. It's such a pain to use tape for it. I sometimes use tape with a lavalier, but not for the magnet. So maybe get a lavalier, but usually the magnet should have it pretty solid. Bought your short form course, nudged it into actions. What would the mentorship course give me versus this? I'm not coach PT, but Willis and probate lawyer and love learning from you. Okay, Jane. So in essence, the short form content is just very much focused on stage 1. We don't go into too much detail about getting people's contact information or what a landing page looks like. But I'd say the best value probably is the Discord. We have so many different threads in the Discord, and I empty those as a priority. Now, That's what I would say the main thing is. But what I would say is, okay, I'm going to take a mental picture of your name. So how about this? Join today so you can pay less. And because you're in a bit of a niche, weird side tangent, I'll offer you a money back guarantee. Now, I was offering a money back guarantee very openly on the course when we launched, but some people started taking the piss. And what I mean by that is people were joining. Some people, one person copied the whole course, then asked for a refund. And then I went to his website and he'd literally copied all my emails word for word. And then he'd all the promises, whatever, he pretty much just copied the course. And I was like, do you know what? I refunded him, but I was like, you're a prick. And then there was another person who kind of did 2 modules and was like, I want my money back. And I was like, look, I went to their page. They're a personal trainer. They weren't posting content. They just thought it was too hard. So I took the legit money back guarantee down. We do have like a policy in place, but there were too many piss takers anyway. So I'm going to offer you one because you're a lawyer. To anyone else, this is the thing, right? This is where my gripe is with this. This is where I'm going to be hypocritical with it. There are some people that still come through for a money back guarantee, and 9 out of 10 times it's just that they've seen the amount of work that's there and they don't want to do it. That's it. They just don't want to do it. And I go back to them. I go, look, what's better for you? Getting your money back or working with me to make the problem go away? And I've openly said this, right? For some of you that join, you might think that the course is too basic or too complex or whatever. But if you communicate with me, I will make it perfect. So let's say you join and you go, this course is far too complex. I need to understand the basics. I go, let me know what that is. I will build the basics for you. Alternatively, if you come to the course and you go, oh, I think I'm a bit advanced for this, I go, what do you need help with? And I'll build it for you. Because even if there was one person that wanted to know how to learn how to do color grading on DaVinci Resolve, I got someone in and we recorded the module. So that's what I would say. It's really important that you work with me so I can work with you. Some people just get in, they get buyer's remorse and they want to leave and they panic. But ultimately, I want to make this the best resource online so you don't fucking waste your money with other people online. There are some people out there. Like, let's look at it now. It's currently up for $999 US, which is like £800. There are people out there charging £8,000, £10,000, £15,000, £20,000. For what? For what? And I tell you what, whilst we got people on the live, let me tell you this. I'm going off script. The car I bought yesterday or the day before, the Porsche GT3, I didn't buy that with personal training money. I didn't buy it with, everyone in here is B2C, you're business to consumer, most of you, business to consumer. I didn't make really good money. Well, I did make really good money, but I didn't make fuck you money from that. And so many business gurus in my position, they buy the Porsche and they go, you can be wealthy like me. And it's not true. I actually have had so much success with this course that I bought the Porsche, but then so many people are not transparent about that. When it comes to building a business that I'm going to teach you how to build, is it going to get you a Lamborghini? Maybe, maybe not, probably not. My personal training business for me has paid me a very healthy salary for nearly 10 years. And I think it's really important I get that across. I'm not going to teach you how to cheat the ads system and how to get a 10 times ROAS on your paid ads. I'm going to teach you how to put a sensible business together that has a strong sales process to it that can give you a salary that can support you long term. If I'm completely honest with you, my salary from my coaching app is give or take about £1,500 a week after tax. And we've been on that for 8 years. And it's been great because it's permitted me to do other things that have made more money, like the books, like the drink, like this course or whatever. I think it's really important I get that kind of off my back, that for most of you here, if you can just stop listening to these bell ends online and only listen to me and give me your money. So many people are like, oh, give me £25,000 and I'm going to teach you how to make millions. This isn't what we should all be looking for. We should be looking for a stress-free sales process that's genuine, that can play into your brand, that doesn't require or lean heavily on paid ads. And then for so many of you, it may be like 3-4 years time. If you build a strong brand and you do the things I teach you, other opportunities are going to come along. And that's probably where you're going to get your Porsche money. If your profile explodes to several 100,000 followers, even in the fitness niche, you're going to get a book offer. And then you can use the book to get people in your program. You can use the program to get people to buy your book. There is a fucking data capture in Not a Diet book. there's still people. So I got HarperCollins promoting my book because they make money on it. So then people then sign up to my calorie calculator from it. So what I'm saying is you can really diversify your offering with so many things. But yeah, I thought it was important to say that. Like, so many people are like, oh, you can get this if you do this. Nah. And you shouldn't want the Porsche. Well, you should want the Porsche. What you should want is a steady salary for like 8 years. Not many fitness businesses. I would say I've not made the most out of other people in the fitness industry, but I've been consistent, trying to stay relevant for 8 years. I'm tired. That's why my hairline's going. Okay, I've recently made a decision to transition from a gaming channel to a separate game development one. I'm in game development in real life. Feel like it aligns better with using YouTube for business. Any tips? Yeah. So look at this. Look at me as an example, right? It's always best to remain as close to your avatar as possible. So you want to be the person in your brand. Now, the majority of people I work with for fat loss were women, so I've never really been a woman. But the reason that I love this business so much more is I kind of fell away from coaching a little bit because I wasn't coaching anymore. And really, the last 8 years, all I've done is digital marketing, social media, email marketing, all of these. So the things I teach now is what I do. It's very difficult to change who you are without changing your offering. So yeah, even if it means a little bit less money, if it means you have a little bit more lead in your pencil, a little bit more, a little bit more va-va-voom when you wake up, 100% do it. Okay, let's go. Love the new tonic. How's the business going? Any future steps? Yeah, new tonic's going great. So the business is expanding. It's doing really well. So for instance, right, this is what year one success is going to look like for me. I could get my director's loan back. So I invested hundreds of thousands of pounds into new tonic when we launched. So if it flopped, that's just me hundreds of thousands down the drain. So this year we've been pretty profitable, but then we reinvest that profit into producing more stock. But should we get even more profitable, we could look to potentially return the money that we initially invested, which kind of eradicates a little bit of risk. That would be nice because I've written off that money as cost. When it comes back to my bank account as a director's loan, I'll be like, wow, I'm rich. So yeah, that would be nice because it would de-stress the whole project, but it's very exciting, yes. Okay, Lewis, where else to advertise as online PT other than social media? Well, you're not advertising as an online PT, mate. You know what I mean? All right, let me get gun you a bit, Lewis Gunn. You are not an online PT. You are fucking Lewis Gunn. You are the gun. You're Lewis. You should not be advertising. You should be making Lewis well known. And do you know how Lewis is going to get well known? Because he's going to solve every fucking problem that you have. And he's going to do it every day. He's going to turn up tenaciously. He's going to make great content. You're going to think this Lewis guy is insane for putting out so much helpful content. You don't advertise online PT, mate. Because guess what? No one wants online PT. But you know what they might want? Lewis fucking Gunn. As long as you turn up, as long as you do the work, as long as you build the brand, as long as you make the offering, as long as you understand your avatar, you are not selling Lewis Gunn. You are selling yourself, brother. You know what I mean? The whole fact that you think that you just need to sell online, you try and fucking get the Google ad fucking, you're not going to get it, mate. You're not going to get it, brother. So yeah, you need to flip this. You need to turn yourself into a brand and sell yourself. Luke, just cost me 470 quid for a locksmith. How'd you make that 10 out of 10 email like the famous laundry email? Okay, so you just talk about the implications of maybe one small mistake. You get locked out. Easy to do. You could then maybe go to war with the status quo. You could be like, why is it in 2024, when Elon Musk is landing rockets from space, we're still using a funny shaped piece of metal to open a door? How have we come this far? Even at university in 2014, 10 years ago, you got to punch a code into a door. How have we gone backwards in civilization? How is something so archaic and inefficient, like a key and a lock, still the norm for so many people? It's crazy. But you know what else is equally as crazy as this? The fact that people still think that they can write their own program, or they, can still lose fat without doing this one thing that I promote. You know what I mean? That's the angle I'd go with. Sorry, that's off the cuff, mate. And you could be like, for the same cost, it got me to come in my front door. You can use me for X amount of time. My locksmith didn't give me a money back guarantee, but I will. Fucking love this, hey. Again, my business mentorship is currently 50% off. I'll pin the link. But Curtis, what would you say is the best way to start scaling the drinks market? I set up a coffee company as a volunteer football coach and want to use 5% of profits to give back to support kids. Loving Nutonic too. Thanks for your time. Okay, it's just difficult because you think this drinks brand is incredibly difficult to emerge without Chris and I. And Chris and I have spent a long time building an organic social media following where hopefully people can trust us. Hopefully people can like us. Hopefully, yeah, we can get into a position that we can leverage that. So without that, it's very difficult. Sorry, bring. So if you don't have, because in essence, if you just go, hey, I've got a coffee company that I want to start up, there's no work that's been done behind the scenes to build that up. That's why I think that maybe sometimes you do need to build your brand first if you can. You may just be able to get away with paid ads, but then with a coffee company, it's quite hard to be a differentiator unless you go with something wild like our coffee is so good that we will send you the first bag for absolutely free. All you got to do is give us your email address and your phone number. So yeah, that's what I would do. I'm actually thinking of maybe bringing out a type of supplement business, and that's what I do. I'd say, hey, right, I'm going to get $250,000, park it here, and I'm going to give away $250,000 worth of free products, because if the product is that good, people will buy it. And then you also have everyone's data. So then maybe you've just paid £10 for someone's email address. And if you get a product that someone repeat purchases, you might not make your money back for 3 orders, but if the product's good enough, you get it. Okay, love your recent content. How to offer 100% money back guarantee when there's hard costs for the service you provide. Planting trees on their land. Okay, maybe let's just try this out, okay? So there are not, I would say faith in humanity, okay? The majority of people aren't shitbags. Maybe for the time of December, you say, hey, I'm going to offer this for free, money back guarantee. And let's look at how many people actually take you up on that. Now, there's going to be a certain percentage of refunds that are completely acceptable to the business. Like Amazon, even if 5% of people dishonestly ask for their money back on their products that never came, they're fine because of the profit margins from the people that don't. So maybe it could look like, yeah, maybe it could look like that. Brian, bro, you're apparently a PT and look like you've never trained a day in your life. Why is it the guys in the gym look way better than the trainers? Okay, Brian, first thing is, I can tell you're like semi-brain dead or retarded because you don't even differentiate your between you are. So you've said your when you meant you are. So like your lack of attention to detail, even with a rip, not knowing basic grammar, just shows me that you're probably, yeah, mentally retarded. Now, second thing, I would welcome you, bro. Like, we can go to the gym. We could do bench, dead, squat, even maybe like bodyweight chin-ups, and then we do a round of jiu-jitsu. Now we can see, or even something else that I don't do, like boxing. And I'm more than happy to make this a YouTube video. My email address is here. I've already got a title in my head. Random hater with shit grammar says I'm out of shape, whatever. And we can go, bro. You can bring it. Oh, what's that? Occupational hazard. I've probably got bigger arms than you. You know what I mean? But I'm happy to make a video out of it, Brian. Also, here's another thing. Being a personal trainer isn't about how you look. Sure, it helps, right? But it's about the client. If Susan wants to come in, follow a non-intimidating program, if Susan just wants to come to the gym so she's not drinking the night before, I don't need a six-pack for that. But let me tell you this, Brian. There is a very fine line between jealousy and inspiration. I can tell you this. I've suffered this myself. And when you look at maybe what I've done, it's very easy for you to come to the conclusion that I'm a dickhead, you don't like me or whatever. But you were so close to being inspired by it. So close. Like, and it's quite sad, if I'm honest, because if you'd only maybe seen what I'd done and gone, wow, maybe I don't need to look like a physique bodybuilder to, you know, take care of my family, have a good life, lay down on planes. You could have made something better of yourself, but instead you became a hater. And do you know what? I don't even get angry. I get sad. I'm like, that's just one more loser that sat here watching my video on a fucking, what is it, Sunday evening in the UK. And instead of making your life better, you're making my life better by giving me things to talk about. What advice would you give a coach to go from 0 to 1K a month? Still, this is quite a bland question. Again, what I spoke about stage 1, 2, 3, 4, I think that is pretty much massive. The acquisition of one client shouldn't be that hard. And even if you don't have any social media, even if you didn't have a smartphone, you should be able to walk the floor, prospect, talk to people. Scott, how pivotal do you think leaving the UK was in terms of mindset and business growth? Probably quite big, because I moved far away from my security blanket, being my parents, my family, and the gym I worked in. I literally went to the other end of the world. And if I didn't make something of myself, I'd have to move back home. Patrick, what would you say is the best way to monetize as an artist? What would your approach be for a service-based artist? I create 3D animations. 3D animations. I don't really know what that means, if I'm honest. What is a 3D animation? I know it's a three-dimensional animation, but I just don't know what that is. Do you have suggestions on promoting services where you cannot reach your clients versus social media? For example, I'm building a property management software, and I think social media might not be so good. I don't know what property management software does. Can you help me understand that? So like I say, I'm not that smart. I don't understand half this shit. Is your business courses only helpful becoming a PT coach, or other businesses work too? No, it works for a selection. Well, it works for everyone, because really what I use for personal training businesses is the same as what I'd use for anything. If you were selling pottery, I would still have the 4-stage sales system. So yeah, I think it does. What is your approach when people ask you for training prices via DM? They don't want to know your prices. They just want to get an indication. They just want more information, really. I'd send them to a landing page. I'd go, hey, if you really want to understand what I do and how it works, go here. And then your prices would be on there, but there'll be a lot more. Like, this is what it is. This is what you get. This is why you need it. This is why you should trust me. This is how you pay. They're kind of just saying they're interested. Do you know what that is, Jacob? That is when a woman looks at you and glances for a little bit too long. You know, like you catch someone's eye across the room and they hold the eye contact for a little bit too long. They're flirting. Back in the day, a woman used to drop her handkerchief. So like, let's say a lady found you. It would be very uncouth for a woman to ask a man out. So what a woman would do is drop her handkerchief. The man would pick it up and it would spark conversation. Now, what happening is here is they are dropping their handkerchief, but how will you react? This is the question. But yeah, I would just say, you want to know the price, but you probably want to know everything else. You just say, what is it you need help with? I'll tell you how much it'll cost. Because if they're like, oh, I never go to the gym, I'm not accountable, you go, look, you're probably looking at 3 30-minute sessions a week where I need to make sure you come to the gym. But someone else might say, look, I'm self-sufficient, I know what I'm doing, I just need a program, it's going to be something different. Liam, does more qualifications, better CV equal more clients? No. I only have my level 3 PT. That's it. 3 books, several big businesses. I've got a foundation degree in sports coaching, but that was just at college. No, mate. No. Do you know what? There's someone I really like online, and she's doing like a PhD, and she's about to submit it. She's like probably in her 30s, right? I don't even know what you have to do for a PhD, but she said it was 5 years in the working. And I was like, you've been working on something for 5 years and you're only going to get a few letters on your name. Are you mental? Like, if I work on something for 5 years, I want a fucking 6-bedroom house and another Porsche. You know what I mean? Sounds crazy. This business is 11 months old and it's done well. And I've got no qualifications. All I've done is go in on it. Even this YouTube is now 14,000 subscribers. I've only been going hard on it for like 3-4 months. I'm going to get another one of these from this channel, and I reckon I can get it in the next 6 months. So like, when people are like doing these qualifications, kinesiology, PhD, all of this, if you're going to be a doctor, cool. But if you're an online fucking coach, why are you giving money to something? Sure, upskill, all of that. But I'm like, no one gives a fuck. No one's ever given a fuck. Has any of you gone, James, what are your qualifications for teaching this? No, you don't care, because instead of wasting my time doing a PhD, I was learning what works, brother. Learning what works. When it comes to YouTube content, is it worth sharing both longs and shorts on the same account? Would it dilute the audience? So shorts on YouTube are on a separate algorithm. So what I mean by that is, if you were to get loads of viral shorts on YouTube, it doesn't mean your longs are going to get shown to people, and vice versa. 2 different algorithms. Okay, going to get the Sony ZV-10 and Sigma lens for content creation. The 30mm. Okay, the 16mm is good for shots like this, but great. I'm moving to Australia from New Zealand this week, wanting to connect with an accountant to help run the money side of things. Any recommendations? Just Google something. I'm sure anyone will take you. The Sony ZV-10 or DJI Osmo 3? The Osmo 3, I think, is more versatile and better. Biggest lesson since becoming a dad: there is something more important than work. I know you mentioned this before. How often do you recycle an old video? Depends on the growth that you're experiencing. But you, Brent, you need to be just pumping it. Be fine. You're going to shave your head and start using minoxidil? Not really. You know, I might shave my head, but the fact of like having to use something to get my hair to grow, like, look, if nature wants it to go, that's fine. And guess what? I'll be bald in a Porsche 911 GT3. Fine. Not a problem. Okay, in case in my question about physical products like chocolates, okay, if you're going to sell chocolates or coffee, this is my simple question. Why should I use your product versus someone else's? Do you invest in crypto? If yes, what are your main holdings? No, and I'll tell you why. I think Bitcoin's great. I think crypto is the future, but it just seems like a massive distraction. And I had a videographer and I had to let him go because he was fucking obsessed with crypto. And he'd be lecturing me about crypto all the time. I said, look, mate, here's $1,000, invest it for me. And every day I'd look in my Phantom wallet, it'll go up, it'll go down. I was like, this is volatile and this just isn't good for my mental health. And like the last few years, he's showing off that he's made like $35,000 in crypto. And I said to him, okay, cool. He's like a crypto whiz, whatever. I sent him a screenshot of my Stripe account. I was like, mate, here's 7 figures I've made in the same time that you've made 30K. And you've been investing into crypto and obsessing over it. I've been investing into personal brand. Now, these are both digital assets, okay? These are both digital things that you can invest in, okay? Now, instead of me looking at Solana and Ethereum and Bitcoin and looking at what's going to move, the things that I care about are social media posts. And each one of those are assets that I can float, not on the blockchain, but on the internet, and they can pay me dividends based on their performances. Now, the biggest issue here is social media assets, videos, even this video, I can influence. It's very difficult to influence crypto without pumping and dumping. And it's one of those things where I'm just like, focusing on crypto would make me poorer at this stage of my life. And for so many of you, I think that if you're obsessed over crypto, this is the biggest issue. If you truly believe that your coins are going to pump and make you millions, that is going to have a negative effect on your life today. Because I do not have an insurance policy. I do not have Bitcoin that I'm holding that's going to go to the moon. If I don't make shit work today, this week, this month, and this year, I've got to sell the house. So, you know, I think the majority of people that focus on crypto are going to go broke from it, not just from the coin, but from your mindset. If you're waiting for an external factor to go to the moon for you to have the life you want, you're fucked to begin with. And a mate of mine, not a mate of mine, we don't get on, the guy I used to live with, he was a stripper and he was a personal trainer. And I said to him, you need to quit stripping. He goes, why? I said, you make so much money at the weekend, you're never going to be a great personal trainer. He goes, why? I said, because you don't need to. And if you don't need what you have now to work, it's just not going to work. So yeah. Any tips for a new PT in the UK? I've been posting content, but got no clients. It's because you think in your head, stage 1, stage 4, stage 1, stage 4. You don't know the stages between it. I would say check out the mentorship. Right, my missus is WhatsApping me saying that I need to take the baby, so I'm going to whiz through these as quick as I can. James, love your content. If you're a successful one-to-one online clients and you're charging quite a lot and fully booked, what's the next step? Put your prices up. You're fully booked. It means you're too cheap. And if you weren't too cheap, you wouldn't be fully booked. Okay. Thank you for all the give free. Join the mentorship. It's my goal right now. It's only $9.99 at the moment. Does the email course you run teach you how to create good emails that people want to read? It does, yes. And I think there's 20% off the email advantage as well. What AI tools do you use day to day? I've started using ChatGPT quite a lot. Since I read Not a Life Coach, I bought rollerblades. Cool. Hi, mate. Is your mentorship suitable for those starting out fresh as a PT online coach? Yes. Well, ultimately, what are you going to do? Guess for 2 years and then join? I mean, it's there, mate. And it's only going to save you time. Nothing like this was there when I was there. What's better to post on generally? Insta Reels or YouTube long form is for you to find out and work backwards. It's only through doing loads of work there you're really going to know. Thoughts on over-analyzing the data on landing pages and product examples for clicks and actions? Basically, the only reason you need to look at analytics on a landing page is to see if you have a conversion problem or a traffic problem. That's it. Any tips on a creator getting started? I've done videos on this channel. You got people charging 10K for business coaching to tell people to call DM. It's fucked. Okay. Not fitness related, but advocate the course and content. Thank you very much. Okay. Work in a gym in the UK, work 16 hours a week, get paid for my hours. I pay £75 a month, have around 15 clients. Want to go fully online? What should I do? Join the course. Jumped on the mentorship, smashed through the first 2 modules. This may come up later. Which website system do you recommend for a landing page? Lead Pages. I love Lead Pages. Is it cheap? No, it's good though. It is good. And mate, if your name is Mark, you are probably a man. And if you're probably a man, your design skills are awful. I've never seen women. No, I'm not being sexist. I'm not being sexist. You cannot, 99% of the time, you cannot leave a man in charge of making the bed. You can't. You can't. Men do not know what pillows or an Egyptian or what they just don't know. And the same way, men should not be left to pick the color palettes for a landing page. So for that reason, use lead pages. I wonder if fitness businesses can continue to be profitable. Seems like it's getting oversaturated. They said this 10 years ago, mate. They said this 10 years ago. 2014, the exact same thing. You're just looking for an excuse not to dive fully in. And also, even with the Ozempic making people less fat, people still need a training program. I still pay someone to write my training program. When creating content, how do you decide if it's good enough to post? You don't. You just post it and you course correct as time goes on. All right. I'm afraid that there are too many questions here, and I can only apologize that I'm going to have to miss some because my baby child son is screaming upstairs. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will come on again soon. I'm going to post the link here again. My business mentorship is currently 50% off, which is a fucking steal for what you get. I'd love to see you in there. We're going to keep it live for a few more days. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate this. If you are enjoying the content on the channel, yeah, it's great. Thank you very much. I will see you guys soon. We'll do another live stream as soon as I can. Bye-bye.